The date is March 29, 1987. The Pontiac Silverdome in Michigan pulsates with an electric atmosphere, a cacophony of cheers and anticipation from over 93,000 fans reverberating through its cavernous expanse. WrestleMania III, the zenith of sports entertainment, is unfolding before a sea of humanity, each spectator a witness to what will become a pivotal moment in professional wrestling history. From behind the curtain emerges a figure that embodies the very essence of charisma and raw power. Here is the Junkyard Dog in all his glory. His 6'3", 280-pound frame cuts an imposing silhouette, the glint of the heavy chain around his neck catching the spotlight. The roar of the crowd intensifies, a testament to the connection this man has forged with his audience. His opponent is Harley Race, the self-proclaimed king of wrestling. Race, adorned in regal attire complete with crown and scepter, eyes Junkyard Dog with a mixture of disdain and determination. This is more than just a match. It's a clash of ideologies, a battle for wrestling supremacy. The story of this confrontation began months earlier. Harley Race, a decorated veteran with multiple world championship reigns to his name, had won the King of the Ring tournament. But for Race, simply winning wasn't enough. He embraced the moniker of king with fervor, demanding that his opponents bow before him in the ring. It was an act of arrogance that flew in the face of everything Junkyard Dog stood for. Junkyard Dog, the blue-collar hero and voice of the common man, refused to bow. In his mind, no man was king in the world of professional wrestling, and certainly not one who demanded subservience from his peers. This defiance set the stage for a feud that would captivate audiences across the nation. The bell rings, and the two titans clash in a battle that epitomizes the golden age of wrestling. Junkyard Dog's raw power collides with Race's technical prowess, creating a spectacle that has the crowd on the edge of their seats. As the match progresses, it becomes clear that this contest is about more than just winning or losing. It's about respect, about proving one's worth in the unforgiving crucible of professional wrestling. Despite JYD's valiant efforts and the thunderous support of the crowd, the match doesn't go his way. Race's experience and cunning prove too much, and he secures the victory. The air in the Silverdome grows tense as Race, reveling in his triumph, demands that Junkyard Dog bow before him. But JYD isn't finished. In a moment that will be etched in wrestling history, he refuses to bow. Instead, he seizes a steel chair, and with a resounding crack strikes Race. The Silverdome erupts in a frenzy of cheers as JYD snatches Race's royal robe and dons it himself. The image is electrifying. Junkyard Dog, draped in the symbol of Race's arrogance, standing tall in defiance. As he makes his way back up the aisle on the motorized cart, the crowd's reaction is deafening. They cheer him as if he had won the match, for in their eyes, he has achieved something far greater. He has stood up to tyranny, refused to bend the knee, and in doing so, has become a champion of the people. This moment, this act of defiance, represents everything Junkyard Dog has fought for throughout his career. He's not just lost a wrestling match, he's struck a blow for every fan who lives vicariously through their heroes in the ring. He's proven that in the world of professional wrestling, it's not titles or self-proclamations that make a king, but the adoration and respect of the fans. As the roar of the crowd washes over him, Junkyard Dog savors this moment of triumph and defeat. But even in this instant of glory, he's unaware that he's standing at the pinnacle of his career. But how did we get here? How did a young boy from Wadesboro, North Carolina, become the beloved Junkyard Dog? How did he rise to such heights, captivating audiences across the nation? To understand the phenomenon of Junkyard Dog, we need to go back to the beginning. Born on December 13, 1952, Sylvester Ritter grew up in a time of significant social change in the American South. As a young African-American man, he faced numerous challenges and obstacles. But Ritter had two things going for him: his imposing physical presence and his natural charisma. This led him to a standout football career at Fayetteville State University, earning honorable mention All-American honors twice and cementing his legacy with an induction into the school's Sports Hall of Fame. In April 1976, Ritter inked a deal with the Green Bay Packers, but an off-season knee injury sidelined him to the injured reserve list. By October, the Packers cut ties, waiving him from the roster. Ritter quickly pivoted and made his wrestling debut shortly thereafter, competing under his real name for NWA Tri-State. The Continental Wrestling Association, and Southeastern Championship Wrestling. By late 1977, he joined NWA Mid-America, rebranding as Leroy Rochester. That December, he claimed the Mid-America Tag Team Championship alongside Gypsy Joe. In 1978, Ritter headed north to Stu Hart's Stampede Wrestling, adopting the moniker Big Daddy Ritter and securing the Stampede North American Heavyweight Championship twice before departing in August 1979. Ritter then joined Mid-South Wrestling, where Booker Cowboy Bill Watts transformed him into the Junkyard Dog, complete with a dog collar and chain draped around his neck. Initially, he entered the ring pushing a cart of debris, dubbed the Junk Wagon, and struggled to find footing, but before long, the character exploded in popularity, making JYD the company's top babyface. At the height of his rise, JYD clashed with Mid-South's most notorious heels, including in a now legendary feud with the fabulous Freebirds. In a shocking storyline, the Freebirds blinded him with hair cream. As the angle intensified, it was revealed that JYD's wife had just given birth to their first child, but he couldn't see his newborn daughter due to the injury. The emotional weight of the story drew nuclear heat on the Freebirds, forcing them to rely on police escorts just to exit the arenas safely. But it was Junkyard Dog's arrival in the World Wrestling Federation in 1984 that would truly catapult him to superstardom. The WWF, under the leadership of Vince McMahon Jr., was in the midst of a national expansion, and Junkyard Dog fit perfectly into their plans. His charisma, his unique look, and his ability to energize a crowd made him an ideal addition to the roster. JYD made his debut on August 10, 1984. From the moment he stepped into a WWF ring, it was clear that something special was happening. Fans were drawn to his infectious personality and his hard-hitting style. One of JYD's earliest high-profile matches in the Federation came at the inaugural WrestleMania on March 31, 1985. In a match that showcased his power and agility, he defeated Intercontinental Champion Greg the Hammer Valentine by countout. While he didn't win the title due to the nature of the victory, this match put JYD on the map as a serious contender. The momentum from WrestleMania carried him through 1985, leading to several memorable feuds. One of the most notable was his rivalry with Macho Man Randy Savage. Their contrasting styles with JYD's power versus Savage's technical prowess made for compelling matches. As 1986 dawned, Junkyard Dog found himself in the midst of another significant feud, this time with the imposing King Kong Bundy. JYD's performances during his confrontations with Bundy were always the highlight of the event. Then came WrestleMania II, where Terry Funk and his brother Hoss Funk unleashed pure chaos, toppling the dynamic duo of Tito Santana and the Junkyard Dog in a hard-hitting, show-stealing clash. Throughout 1986 and early 1987, JYD remained a constant presence in the upper mid-card. He feuded with numerous heel characters, and his matches were a staple of WWF programming, whether on their flagship show, Superstars of Wrestling, or at house shows across the country. Perhaps JYD's most famous rivalry was with the self-crowned king of the Federation, Harley Race. After each victory, Race demanded his fallen opponents kneel and bow before him, with Bobby the Brain Heenan often yanking them by the hair to enforce the royal decree. But JYD wasn't having it. Declaring that no man would ever reign supreme over the WWF, he launched a rebellion against Race's monarchy, which leads us back to that unforgettable night at WrestleMania III, where JYD faced off against Race. This moment, played out on wrestling's grandest stage, was a testament to JYD's popularity and his ability to deliver in big match situations. As the summer of 1988 approached, JYD found himself in the crosshairs of a new adversary, ravishing Rick Rude. Their contrasting styles and personalities made for compelling television, with JYD's down-to-earth charm serving as the perfect foil for Rude's arrogant posturing. This feud culminated in a highly anticipated night in Madison Square Garden at the inaugural SummerSlam. As JYD and Rude battle back and forth, the crowd's investment in the match is palpable. Every near fall elicits a collective gasp. Every comeback attempt by JYD is met with a surge of support from the fans. In the end, the night didn't belong to the Junkyard Dog. Though he absorbs everything Rick Rude throws his way, the match takes a shocking turn when Rude unveils tights emblazoned with the image of Cheryl Roberts. The provocation ignites a furious Jake Roberts, who storms the ring and unleashes his rage, forcing an abrupt disqualification for JYD. But despite the official loss, JYD's performance leaves no doubt. He's a force in peak form, a larger-than-life figure whose connection with the WWF faithful burns brighter than ever. This appearance at SummerSlam should have been the launching pad for even greater things in his career. However, the wrestling business can be unpredictable, and circumstances would conspire to make this match one of Junkyard Dog's last major moments in the WWF spotlight. As 1988 progressed, JYD's position in the company began to change. New stars were emerging, and the landscape of professional wrestling was evolving. While still popular with fans, JYD found himself in fewer high-profile matches and storylines. He made his departure from the Federation 3 months after his SummerSlam appearance, marking the end of an era. In reality, there were likely also deeper, less visible issues at play. Substance abuse has long been a dark undercurrent in the world of professional wrestling, and Junkyard Dog was no stranger to its grip. According to the Wrestling Observer, his battle with addiction began in the early 1980s, a period when many of the industry's top stars navigated their careers under the influence of narcotics. Cocaine became JYD's drug of choice, fostering a destructive dependency that gradually eroded his commitment to training. Disturbingly, it's said that the Iron Sheik's first encounter with crack cocaine came at the hands of none other than Junkyard Dog himself. The pro wrestling lifestyle also took a brutal toll on Junkyard Dog's personal life, leading to 2 tumultuous marriages. His first marriage unraveled into chaos, marked by a kidnapping, a gunshot injury, and his ex-wife's struggles with mental health. His second divorce, while less dramatic, was equally devastating, leaving him nearly penniless, stripped of his home, car, and belongings. After leaving the WWF, Junkyard Dog debuted for the NWA at Clash of the Champions 4 in 1988, saving Ivan Koloff from the Russian assassins. He closed the year by winning a $50,000 Battle Royal and then entered a feud with Ric Flair in 1990, securing non-title wins. In 1991, he captured the WCW 6-man Tag Team Championship but left the promotion later that year. JYD returned the next year, forming multiple tag teams and battling familiar rivals before departing again in 1993. In 1995, he competed in the National Wrestling Conference in Las Vegas, squaring off against former WWF icons such as the Iron Sheik, Mr. Hughes, and the Honky Tonk Man. Tragically, Sylvester Ritter's life was cut short on June 2, 1998. While driving home to Mississippi after attending his daughter's high school graduation in North Carolina, Ritter was involved in a single-car accident on Interstate 20 near Forest, Mississippi. He was just 45 years old. The news of Junkyard Dog's passing sent shockwaves through the wrestling world. Fans and fellow wrestlers alike mourned the loss of a true original, a man who had brought joy to millions with his larger-than-life personality and unforgettable in-ring performances. In the years since his passing, Junkyard Dog's legacy has only grown. He was posthumously inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2004, a fitting tribute to a man who played such a crucial role in the company's history. His influence can still be seen in today's wrestlers, many of whom cite JYD as an inspiration for their own careers. In many ways, Junkyard Dog embodied the best of professional wrestling's golden era. He was a character that seemed to leap off the screen and into our imaginations, but he was also relatable, a blue-collar hero that fans could root for and believe in. This combination of the extraordinary and the everyday is what made JYD such a compelling figure, and it's why his legacy continues to resonate with wrestling fans to this day. Sylvester Ritter may have left us too soon, but the Junkyard Dog will live forever in the annals of professional wrestling history. His story serves as a reminder of the joy, excitement, and pure entertainment that wrestling can provide when it's at its best. It's a testament to the power of a truly unique character, brought to life by a performer who understood the heart and soul of what makes this sport entertainment hybrid so special. May he rest in peace.